There are myriad reasons behind depression, ranging from feeling unhappy with one's current life situation to being unable to let go of the past and move forward. Identifying the cause is crucial if you want to break down the walls and reclaim your freedom. You may feel trapped and lost. And perhaps your tears are the only evidence that you haven't given up entirely. Shedding a tear can provide a temporary release, lightening the burden of your thoughts, even if it doesn't heal you completely. But if you find it impossible to shed a few tears and let go, you are where I once stood. My friends, let's have a heart-to-heart chat. I understand what's it like to be consumed by darkness. Each morning, you wake up with a sense of emptiness, a heavy weight on your chest, and a mind that incessantly replays your failures. Seeking professional help is always an option, often the best one. However, at the peak of depression, it feels nearly impossible to open up to someone about your struggles. In my case, I could never fully express my problems, thoughts, and emotions to anyone, not even to the therapist I saw for a while. I always felt like I would be judged and no one could understand me better than myself, which was true to an extent. You're the one who knows yourself best. But at that time, I had even built walls against my own vulnerability. Mostly it was driven by fear that delving deeper into my darkness might make it impossible to resurface. For years, I isolated myself, surrendering to the grief of my darkness. Some time ago, I faced several significant challenges that proved exceedingly difficult to handle. Before I could resolve one, more obstacles came crashing down upon me. I became overwhelmed, unable to bear it any longer. I remember meditating one night in an attempt to find calm and let go. But it seemed impossible. For almost 2 hours, I couldn't release even for a moment. Every second, I was surrounded by negative thoughts. In a sudden outburst of anger and frustration, I screamed from the depth of my soul, "I am done. I can't take it anymore." I started talking to myself loudly, asking myself, "What do you want from me? Just let me go." That's right. I asked myself, "What do you want from me? Let me go." I rushed to my desk, grabbed a pen and a notebook, formulating a question to extract answers from within my mind. What is holding me back? Why can't I move on? In that moment, I recalled a quote from Matthew McConaughey. "Do not fall into the entitlement trap. Don't feel like a victim. Life was never fair. It isn't, and it will never be." I started writing and didn't stop until I had filled countless pages over the course of 3 hours. I don't remember the exact contents of that notebook, but I recall the topics, the emotional blockages I addressed. Since I filled the entire notebook, I put everything away. I went to sleep and I slept like never before after 3 consecutive days without sleep. Not even an hour, but I slept that night. The next day, even before showering, I wrote down whatever that was in my mind. The routine continued, filling pages each day. Writing became my solace, my form of self-therapy. I listened to myself and offered advice when needed. It almost felt like someone was making me to just write things down. But I wasn't forced, I did it myself. That's what happened. Daily journaling had been always a desire, but I struggled to make it a routine. That particular night changed everything. Since then, writing has become my greatest source of solace. One significant lesson I've learned is that whatever you fear will not disappear until you face it. Face that dragon and slay it. My friends, I'm here to remind you, you are not alone. Depression is a real issue, and while its root cause may be complex and multifaceted, I promise you that you can overcome it. All you need is to find your own light and follow it. Writing was my light, and perhaps it can be yours too. Give it a try. Also, I want to mention this. If you feel lonely or need someone to talk to, don't hesitate to reach out to me on social media. Whatever it is that's weighing on your mind, I'm here to listen, with no judgment. Always remember this. At the end of the darkest nights, there will always be a sun to rise and shine.